What's the worst thing about being a man? Always being told to show our feelings more and then having them ignored or laughed at if we do. The dismissiveness that I get from people from sharing my emotions or feelings just makes me not want to do it. Then when I am quiet or silent I am told that I am manipulative and need to share my emotions. Lose-lose, I guess. That I'm still just a little boy inside who has too many responsibilities now. Sometimes I just don't feel like being as swift as a coursing river. How about having the force of a raging fire though? Having the expectation to always keep my shit together. Being vulnerable is a weakness. Failing is not an option. Provide regardless of the state of your overall health. Hair. Everywhere. I mean seriously. Does it have to come out of my ears? Body. You're getting older now. What would you like to ease the burden? Me. Oh, I dunno. Knee lubricant? Body. Hair out of the ears it is. I feel like I can't genuinely enjoy being around kids without people thinking I'm weird or a pedo. A friend of mine, a guy, worked as a daycare worker for a few years. Until one day some 12-year-old girl told one of the workers he had made a comment on her boobs. So he was immediately fired. The next day the girl asked where he was. And then when they explained it to her, she said she was just lying because she thought it would be funny. They offered him his job back, but the whole situation was so mortifying for him that he has never worked with children ever again. That no matter what we do, we're never an actual parent in other people's eyes. My family and co-workers referred to me taking care of my daughter while my wife's out of town as babysitting instead of, parenting. Mother-in-law always tried to take my daughter when she was colicky and I was holding her. Like, it was my fault, or B, that I didn't know what I was doing. Every time I'm the one taking my daughter to functions, I get the evil eye from half the moms like I don't belong there. There's some shit dads out there, but they don't get the type of abuse as those of us who actually do the job. I was on a 10-hour flight once with my 1-year-old and after about 9 hours he was over it. So many women came up to me explaining what I should do to calm him down. Have you fed him? Maybe his diaper needs to be changed. Do you want me to hold him? Like, come on. I know my kid. He just wants off this thing. I know they meant well, but I doubt they'd do that to another woman. Very little bugs me the way this does. I'm a father. Apparently. That means I'm a bumbling idiot when it comes to my kid. I've changed as many diapers as her mum. I've stayed up with her all night several times. I took 3 months off work to spend time with her when she was a baby. Admittedly, I'm not great at doing hair, but I can put it in a ponytail. Fathers aren't morons when it comes to their kids. I can raise mine as well as any mum. Edit. Also, you're babysitting today when I take my daughter somewhere with me. Nope. I'm raising my kid. I'd get paid to babysit. Oh, you're giving mum a break. Nope. I just like having her with me when I do stuff. I'm sure I could use the break just as much as her mum. The stereotype that all men are pedophiles if they like working with children. Volunteered at the daycare that I went to when I was young for a field day event. One of the mothers there expressed her concern for a male being there around her kids and word got back to me. I was pursuing a degree in early childhood EDU and dropped out and gave up on that dream because a lot of people thought I was weird or that I must be some sort of pedophile. I'm pursuing a career in education too. I hope to become a high school English teacher because I love working with younger people, even if it's not a huge market for male teachers. Sorry to hear about your dream being crushed. I'm a little worried as I've heard from my previous teachers about how they once received a couple anonymous complaints from parents that were worried he was trying to get with the female students. The loneliness. Nobody takes your feelings seriously or bothers to check in on you. Yeah, this is a big one. I try to be the guy who checks in on people, but it can be pretty painful when nobody checks in on you. Having to be afraid to be around children because of the negative stigma. Edit. Holy fuck. I am so sorry for what everyone has suffered. I've read every reply and comment chain from my comment. Let's hope we can have a world where this crap doesn't exist. Edit 2. Rip my inbox. Male pattern baldness. Deciding whether I just buzz it right now. Being seen as a pedophile. BC, you're concerned about a kid that wandered ahead of their parents. Instead of thinking about the danger that puts the kid in, they judge the man looking at the kid. Growing up it was expected that we were supposed to ask the ladies out. So if you found yourself as a 25-year-old virgin who'd never kissed a girl, it was obviously because you were some kind of loser. Yeah, this was absolutely by far the worst thing about being a guy for me. Was a virgin until my late 20s and miserable about it the whole time. The amount of self-loathing and low self-esteem is off the charts. My mum died suddenly September. All I've wanted is for a friend to give me a hug and be willing to listen. My wife's girlfriends will. But none of my male friends, despite telling them I'm really hurting. Nobody is willing. It fucking sucks. That's literally the first thing I did when my mate lost his mum. Some of us hug just to say hello. Virtual bro hug sending your way, mate. Your genitals during summer. Wish they had a better design. My god, yes. The sweat. The sticking to thighs. The awkward strut while trying to fix it without being labeled a perv. The everlasting itch if you dare shave. Getting jock itch if you don't ventilate. Edit. Would you look at that? Now I have a whole list of stuff I have to try. Thanks, I guess. The lack of respect men receive as parent. Not being able to interact with children without fearing being called a pedo. It can be desperately lonely. Especially for the introverts. Extremely weak emotional connection with male friends and peers. Hair loss. We can't say kids are cute without being on FBI watch list. While driving a classmate past a daycare I frequently pass on my runs. I commented that there's a bunch of cute kids that play there. Just thinking it's nice there's still something good and pure in this messed up world. He started acting like I said they were sexy or something. I don't stare at anyone's kids. I'm just out for my run and looking ahead. Had to tell the guy, look, I'm almost 30. Everything about my biology is screaming to make babies. So just chill, dude. Not everyone is a creep. Still made me feel bad the rest of the day. Never getting compliments. I've been working out a bit and saw this guy from high school, acquaintance. Not really friend, and he says, hey man, you're looking good. Made me feel quite good. Always being seen as a creepy person even though we're not trying to be. I was a collegiate swimmer and long-time lifeguard. As such, I also taught a lot of swim lessons and continued doing that well into my 30s. Nearly every year after I started college. Without fail. There would be a handful of moms who wouldn't want me teaching their kid because an adult man working around children is very obviously a pedophile. Now they wouldn't quite say that, but you always could read between the lines when parents would ask their kid be given a different instructor. The only reason people think about you is if you can do something for them or are perceived as a threat. Dating and having to initiate everything with women fucking sucks. I might just say fuck it and not try to find anyone. I'm starting to think that staying single is a better life. I bought a man flowers once as initiation. Had them sent to our work and got to watch as he received them at his desk. A dozen long stem roses. I'd never seen a man so happy. We've been married for almost 12 years now. One of the reasons I did it was because no man had ever given me flowers and I figured, give the person I want to date the thing no one ever gave me. Being short gets us the manlet label. A month ago I took my daughter to her 1-month appointment. Nurse said, you're on dad duty today. First of all, I'm always on dad duty. Second, I take my son to 90% of his appointments. 3 fuck your. Edit. This blew up but it happens. My parents act the same way too with stuff. I aspire as a father to be like Bandit before I knew who Bandit was. Having no value unless we provide something. I saw the shift as I entered my teens. I wasn't a child anymore and received no sympathy or care for any of my problems. Man up or get over it. When female family got lots of sympathy and understanding. Once I started earning money and could provide more, I was suddenly super popular. When my wage dropped over COVID, I was basically ignored. Learned a valuable lesson though. Much more selfish now but still generous with the people that stuck by me. Being assumed to be a predator. My job occasionally requires me to go into schools. I live in such fear of being labeled a pedophile that I refuse to use bathrooms unless they are staff only. When traversing the halls, I constantly look at the floor and require an escort anytime I have any kind of interaction with students. My company knows this. And the school personnel I interact with knows this. All it takes one incident and there will be whispers about you for life. I know this too. I'm the cook at a private nursery. Business hours. Easy job. Good holidays. My family and close friends know, but to everyone else I'm just chef. Sexual harassment and sexual assaults are usually a joke or not taken remotely serious when you're a guy. I've been sexually harassed and assaulted at work. And told lucky guy, oh, they're old enough to be your mother. Take it as a compliment as if that makes the situation better. In the end, honestly, if you're a guy and made sexually uncomfortable, it's too bad, so sad. Move on. When I approached management about it, I'm just told, well, let's make it a clean slate and move on. What? They literally dry humped me? Grabbed my ass? Even when a member does it, it's just completely fine? Men aren't normally seen as victims. We're just expected to not be or to not be affected by it. Work for Costco BTW. If anyone is curious as to where this happens, also a Costco worker, call your regional management ASAP. No Rom would brush that under the rug, and if informed that warehouse management would freak. If they don't take action, call the SVP of the region. The company has open door policies for this very reason. I'm so sorry you went through that, and as someone in a leadership role, it infuriates me to hear that's how it was treated. Being taught that expressing emotion is feminine and inherently bad, and then you share them, and regret that decision because it will be used against you when things go south. The general lack of empathy or support. You can do it because you're a man. I'm drowning on all fronts here, just looking for anything to help. If you're broke, you ain't shit. Your status is your net worth. I'm going off the rails here a bit and say that I wish men had as many clothing choices as women do. I mean, when I see a woman in a light, airy summer dress on a hot day, I'm like, here I am in my jeans sweltering and she looks so comfortable. The comparison between business professional attire, during summer months, is a real kick in the dick for guys. The pressure of being expected to succeed all the time and being expected to be the breadwinner. Everything I was going to say is on here already. 4. This is the diary of a modern man. Being treated as easily disposable. It's all too common for people to treat men, especially men they don't know, as a threat or competition. Sometimes being polite or nice is considered creepy or threatening to women, and other men randomly get into ego competitions with you for no reason. The worst thing about being a man for me is the dysfunctional way people think about men as men first, not people first. Loneliness. Edit. Wow. What a response. For the record, I am quite content and not lonely, but I know there are a lot of men who are. Hopefully those who are can seek help from the comments below. Everyone thinks when your voice gets louder, you're being aggressive and dangerous. The volume of my voice raises when I get excited, and people get really offended by that. Every female friend at work is apparently someone I am trying to sleep with, and not just a friend, even if they are married and I am friends with their spouse as well. This right here. I work in a women-dominated industry, and at my past 2 jobs I've been the only guy working there. One job was great and there wasn't this notion and they all became pretty decent friends. The other, however, they all thought I was trying to fuck em. Always being expected to initiate sex. It's as soul destroying when every time you are shot down. Makes me feel like a perv. June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, but you never see anyone talking about it. Lol, didn't even know that. Your significant other confusing your downtime with free time. Every female assuming that you're either a predator, a douche, or a drug addict. Not being able to defend yourself from a girl if she's attacking you because you hit a girl. Having to try and act like you're okay. And having to hide your feelings because you're manly but actually we have feelings too. Being looked at as the lesser parent. Not given the same respect by doctor, office, school, and most harmful, the courts. Examples. You want me to just send this info to your wife? No, I got it, thanks. She is the mother, she gets 80%, you get 20%. It's just how it is, deal with it. The absolute profound amount of emotional starvation. I'm a big black man. 5 feet 10, 300 plus boxer. I have had doors shut and elevators closed in my face repeatedly no matter how cordial or nice I am. I overextend myself to appear non-threatening. I make jokes I don't star, and I don't even put my hands on people. But everyone assumes I'm a monster. I'm a thug or someone who will kidnap them. I don't even like being alone with someone, especially a white woman, because I'm terrified of how it would look. I'm happily married with a cat, a B.A.M. And I'm a car. I'm tired of bending or breaking to accommodate a world that doesn't give a f about me.